Hi there, my name is Peggy Fasallo, and I am currently a student in the MBA program at Cape Breton University, and I'm doing a project for my strategic management class. And in this class, I am focusing my attention. My paper is on Cape Breton University. So first, I'm going to give you a little background about the university. It was established in 1974. And really, it was steeped in the tradition of culture, community, and the labor movement. So back when, in the 1950s, when Moses Cody put the first extension classes in Cape Breton in Sydney for the purpose of adult education. And really, the Cape Breton University kind of came out of that whole heritage beginnings here locally on the East Coast. So today we fast forward to 2016, and the university is a very multicultural landscape. It has 3,200 students from 40 countries, and it has a full offering of degree programs, diplomas, and of course the MBA program. So looking at the governance structure, it is a nonprofit corporation, and it falls under the Universities Acts, which is legislated by the province. When all the universities in Nova Scotia are accountable to the advanced education and labor department in the province house. Also, it has a governance structure with a board of governors and a senate. The Senate looks after academic matters, and the Board of Governors looks after all the administrative and financial matters. So looking at the information that we have here on the industry in total in Canada, there's good news and bad news. So the good news is that the labor market trends show that the new jobs in Canada are really going to be requiring post-secondary education. They're highly skilled, high-wage jobs. That's really where the focus is for new work creation. And also the other good news is that there's we've seen huge growth in international students coming to Canadian universities to study. As much as 88% increase over the last few years, and that is expected to even grow further. And Cape Breton University has been very successful at developing an international student market, and there's no indication that it can't continue to do the same. The cautionary notes is really around the demographics. So if you look at the 18 to 24 year old cohort, typically in Canadian universities it makes up close to 77% of the student enrollment is really in that age category. And so with that in mind, there's an expected decrease in that population starting to happen into I think it's 2025 when we'll see their next increases in that population. So in particular, that's not good news for Atlantic provinces, because they have steeper expected declines because of the overall population decline. Looking at the provincial landscape here, there's a new bill that was passed in legislature, Bill 100, which really is an accountability act that asks universities to become more accountable and have more measurable outcomes in the future. So the agreement with the universities in 2015 is a 4-year agreement to 2019. The government will increase funding costs by 1% each year There's a 3% cap on Nova Scotian undergrad tuitions, and there's no cap on out-of-province international students or graduate students. Also, there's an expectation that each university will manage their own sustainabilities. So that leads the Cape Breton University, where in the last 2 years they've experienced some deficits. The enrollments have been stagnant and have actually decreased in the domestic markets and have become stagnant in the international student market. So there's some concerns there, and in order to be viable for the future, really some things have to happen. And some of the recommendations that I had for this paper really was to look at internally how a university with a very conservative governance model is going to be innovative and look for growth opportunities and forward looking. Really, my recommendation is to really for this university to look at its own governance and to see where it can become more responsive to change leadership and to meet the growing needs. Also, I think that the university needs to look at more opportunities for students, aligning with the new opportunities for the labor market, and especially connecting students with service learning and research opportunities. And to be able to garner some real experience in the labor market. And if we can do that with an international students, that will enrich their Canadian experience and be able to offer something that is very unique and will grow the market here in Cape Breton. And so there's other recommendations too that really I think internally that they need to look at, and some things that they really need to kind of play and to continue to grow, which is the unique offerings that they have with Aboriginal school, the Unamaki school, being one of the largest in Canada. Very proud of that. I think we should continue to expand on that role for Aboriginal populations, and also the MBA program too. It's unique and be able to grow on that as well. So I just want to close, just watch the time here, on a personal note that really when I was doing this project, it felt like I was going back and doing a history and doing a review of my own personal experiences, because I first started Cape Breton University when it was the University College of Cape Breton back in 1984. Dating myself here, and first went there to do an undergrad in arts and majored in English. Thought I would be an English teacher, but that didn't happen. So then years later, after coming back to Cape Breton, settling here with my young family, I decided I would take business courses. So embarked on a BBA. Loved that, and was just about to finish off that part-time work when I thought, why am I spending money on a BBA when I'll just go into the MBA program? So I did that and thoroughly enjoyed it. I truly believe that the university here is an important fixture. It's an important institution for our community, and I truly believe it has the unique ability to prosper and grow and to become one of the leading institutions here in the Atlantic provinces. We have a lot of good things happening, and I really hope that it will continue. So thank you for listening to my 2 cents about the University College of Cape Breton.